I like that.
Tails has graduated from being a sidekick. He hasn't been a
also
sidekick.
fucked an alien.
Yes! You're right! I'm upset!
Bada boom.
I didn't like it. I don't like Cosmo. Cosmo's retarded. But he did fuck her.
Yeah.
I don't like Cosmo at all. For the same reason I don't like Sally.
Sally Acorn?
Yeah. Sally Horror Face.
God damn, dude, that was rough.
Sally the Chipmunk. It's weird that she has a name and not Sally the Chipmunk. It's almost like they just made shit up and also put Sonic in it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, there's a thunder.
Oh yeah, storm is happening.
Supposed to get
Fucking
that
shit.
thunderstorm.
Knuckles, what in the heck are you doing? I'm gonna use you guys as boxing gloves. Wait, what? Boom, boom, crack. Only one more pillar left. Stop, Nuts. The tails is bleeding to death. I'm so sad. I've got one more rock to shove. I don't see the point of this quest. We will surely meet a great fate. Oh, come on, Shad, don't be so depressed. Let's consumer models. Annihilate. My ears propel us through the air. Anyway.
Let's put an end to that.
Literally, there's a cut, like, the Sonic Adventure, in Sonic Adventure 1, there was the moment where, like, he had his final boss at the end and fought the Eggman. And was like, I can't just rely on Sonic to do all my shit for me. I gotta be an independent person and get a handle on this on my own.
I mean, there was an episode where Sonic was frozen in a block and he had to do it himself.
Did it happen? That was a thing?
Or was he stone?
It was something like that. The art style made it
that.
weird.
Remember that.
Yes.
Never forget. More than remember.
Literally, every time Tails has a story, it's based around, like, stepping out of Sonic's fucking shadow and learning how to be an independent person. But in Sonic Adventure 2, it happened! It happened! The story has happened. Okay? He is actually just a hero in and of his own self now.
He's a hero.
He's a hero. He's not, like, it used to be he defined himself by living...
Oh my god.
By living in Sonic's shadow and being like, oh, I want to be like him. I'm idolizing my big brother, but also tragically ignoring my own, like, strengths in order to try and live up to a standard that, you know, is someone else's. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
That is a thing. And then in Sonic Adventure 2, like, he's like, well, no, I can just do my own thing. I can be a cool robot mech dude. I don't have to just do a run fast, like Sonic.
You have your own strengths, Tails.
I have my own strengths.
Do a run fast.
My friends can help me out, in return I help them. There are things I can do. There are things I can do. There are things that only I can do. No one is alone. I'm trying to remember the lyrics.
It's up.
I'm trying. Failing. No one's alone. I wanna fly high, so I can reach the highest of all. Anyway. So that's my point. It's like, yeah, obviously it's not like, you know, Tails being, like, self-actualizing is the expression I like to use. Tails is self-actualized. That doesn't mean, like, he doesn't hang out with Sonic anymore, obviously, but they are partners. They're not, like, hero and sidekick. They are equal partners, helping each other.
They couldn't do it by themselves.
It's been literally proven to be true that Sonic couldn't even do it by himself. He needs help.
You need someone to fly the plane.
Gotta have someone to fly that fucking plane! But, like, just because they still hang out doesn't mean that he's a sidekick and Sonic's the one doing all the work, you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
I know what I am saying. You can have a varsity football team, but if you don't have someone there to give them some water, they're not going to get very far. Okay? That's
sports metaphor.
I'm doing a sports.
My team sports harder than yours.
Did you know that the sports...
Warts and all?
Fucking shit. Damn. Anyway. It's my point. And that's one of the things I like, is they've never run it back. They've never run it back from Tails being his own person. They've never run it back from Shadow's character development after Shadow the Hedgehog, the game. And that's one of the, that was my whole thing that I started with, was... Let's do Vector, because I haven't yet. That was the whole thing I started with, is during the Twitter takeover. Like, Shadow's super in character. And that's the other thing, is like, just because Shadow self-actualized, which is really interesting, because Shadow's always, I've already talked about this before, but Shadow's always had the most interesting character development, which is that he had a full story in fucking Sonic Adventure 2. Like, he had a whole thing. And then he died. And then he came back, and the Shadow that came back, starting in Sonic Heroes, is a different Shadow. Because he doesn't have his memories. And there was, like, a whole thing where he thought, where it was implied for a while, and they never, like, committed to it, where it was like, is this Shadow just a fucking robot? He wasn't.
Was he roboticized?
He wasn't, but it was the question of of Sonic Heroes, and to a minor degree Shadow the Hedgehog. It was like, is this Shadow a robot? He wasn't. But the point still remains, he lost his memories, and thus the person that those memories and those experiences made him, he was a different person. And his whole thing at the end of Shadow the Hedgehog is, like, I remember who I am now, but I'm not gonna let, like, my past define me. I'm gonna be my own person. And he did the whole thing where he was standing on the Ark with the picture of Maria, and he's like, fuck you, I'ma be me.
I'ma do me.
I'ma do me. You do you, I'ma do me.
You do you.
You do you, I do me. I shouldn't have picked fucking Vector. He's got stereos on the back of his car.
Nice.
He's got stereos. Damn it.
The Cheerios.
Okay, I get it now.
Okay, the Cheerios. It makes a lot of sense.
Okay, I understand the Cheerios. Why do I have holes in me? Do I have a hole in my chest? Am I a Cheerio? There we go. What happens if I go on the yellow?
Gotta get this hole in my ass sewn up.
Oh god!
My goodness.
Cheese and crackers. Anyway,
Did you just flip us off?
yeah, that's what it was. That's what it looked like. So, like, Shadow, like, had a whole arc, and then he just became a... Oh, shit. Then he just was a different person. So the Shadow that, like, is in the series now isn't even the same Shadow of Sonic Adventure 2. So, like, the stereotype Shadow isn't even the Shadow that exists anymore. Mentally, because of memory. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. God damn it, I'm not doing good. Oh, okay. I'm steadily learning more and more about my own mortality.
Your own body. And about growing up more than anything.
Yes, obviously.
So, you know, your body is going through changes.
I need to not be playing as Vector is what I need to be doing.
You're gonna get hair in certain places.
Don't talk about my hair.
You're gonna make jizz.
Sit the kids down. Listen, kids, you're gonna make jizz.
You're gonna make. It's just gonna happen.
Okay, let's not worry about it right now. But you're gonna make.
But you're
jizz.
gonna, and I want to see it. Wow.
And again, the best part about Sonic 06 is Shadow, where he's just working for Gun, and he's just is a gun operator. He has employment.
He makes paychecks.
He does his taxes.
What kind of corporate tax should I file in it?
He's got benefits.
It's 1040B.
Bam, okay, getting the hang of this now.
With Amy.
Super hang on.
This woman taught lovemaking to a whole generation. Chinese people.
Anyway, Shadow's the best
What are you
character,
expecting?
but the nice part,
What are you expecting?
again, about the entire, like, Sonic series, and is, you know, you can point to Shadow as a direct example of it, is they've never run it back. They've never succumbed to, like, the comic book-esque status quo. When characters have development, that development fucking sticks.
Sticks like
Glue.
shit on Velcro.
I went another way with it.
We both have our own ways of dealing with trauma. Yeah.
Huh?
Oh. Is someone to come pick me up, or
Bam! It's my Ames over here. My girl Ames.
girl Ames? That used to be a department store.
Ames.
Ames. They took over Hills.
So when you watch the Twitter takeover, it's like, this is the Shadow of post-Sonic Shadow the Hedgehog
This
slash
is a
Sonic 06 Shadow.
Post 9/11 Shadow.
It
You know
is.
what I mean?
It's in a very real way.
Lost a lot of innocence.
We
Go ahead, but make sure you agree with me.
we live in a post-Wolf 359 Star Trek. Wolf 359 was in fact the 9/11 of Star Trek.
That's a bit in poor taste.
It's
when you
not, because it's accurate. And it
Well, I
happened.
mean, the console fucking war was Vietnam.
It was burned into my memory in
I
much the
wonder-
same way that the Kennedy assassination was burned into my
I
parents.
wonder what Vietnam vets have to say about that.
And the way 9/11 would be for the generation after
Oh my
mine.
God.
So different than my future.
Oh my God.
I saw Mario in a different light, and
Oh my
that changed me
God.
as a culture.
My
Fucking
God.
shit. Anyway,
Sorry, what were you saying? Post 9/11 Shadow?
yes, post 9/11 Shadow. Post Shadow the Hedgehog slash Sonic 06, because Shadow is still very much a gun agent. Like, that's the other thing. Oh, gun weren't in Sonic Forces, therefore they've been retconned out of existence. Who the fuck is giving Shadow these missions? Like,
Who's paying his checks?
literally in the prequel comic, or slash the DLC episode Shadow, like, they're like, okay, Team Dark, go in and do your thing, because you're Team Dark. Who the fuck do you think is doing that? It's that gun general with the heterochromia. Oh my god. I bet Shadow and that gun general with the heterochromia have, like, coffee together and shit.
What's his name?
The gun general with the heterochromia?
Yes.
Yes. Give me.
Yes.
And talk about Maria.
Ave Maria.
Fuck yeah! And that's, again, like, using Sonic Boom as a direct comparison. Yeah, bitch.
Wow.
How am I... What is the time... What is the points that I'm getting from this? As a direct comparison, in Sonic Boom, Shadow's just a douchebag.
Yes.
And he's just there to be like, I'm just here to be mean and fight Sonic. He, like, has no motivation at all.
Look, everyone, Sonic's on the show.
Shadow.
Well,
Shadow's
you
here.
can't prove it, I didn't mean to say it, but I did.
Everyone, look.
Shadow's on the show.
Like, he literally just has no motivation in that show. He's just running around being...
He gives as many fucks as the show itself.
Yeah, he's in a very real way a representation
Yes.
of the show's lack of
Metaphysical.
fucks.
Lack of fucks.
Lack of poos. The fuck? How am I getting points during this? I don't really understand. Maybe I should be playing as a speed character. All these challenges seem based around you playing a speed character.
Sonic? Oh, yeah, oh, it's Silver. I was like, Sonic isn't a speed character?
Silver.
Do you know what you're trying to say here?
Silver is not a speed character. He has glowy car, as you can see.
And balls.
He does have glowy balls also.
Mm-hmm. First-hand experience.
Fight with
And when
him.
I say hand, I mean hand.
Fight with him sometimes too. Anyway. I don't know why my brain went to Firefly.
Ew.
Shit, what was I just saying? Anyway, yeah, compare, like, Shadow and Sonic Boom, who is just completely devoid of character and is just an antagonistic brute force. Why?
I'm just gonna say that when someone, like, asks why a TV show is so good, and the only thing you ever bring up is the concept behind the show, and you never describe things like writing, characters, story, episode, you know, shit like that, it's not a good fucking show. It's just a good fucking concept.
I shouldn't have mentioned Firefly.
I'm gonna stop.
I apologize.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, like, there's always that crushing fear that Shadow is gonna be reduced to, you know, the way people perceive him, and not the actual characterization as he has been in the games. But you go to Sonic Forces, which is a good game, and the Twitter takeovers, like, that is my Shadow. That's hashtag my Shadow in the Twitter takeovers.
Hashtag Ask Shadow.
Hashtag my Shadow. You know, where it's like hashtag not my Shadow. That is hashtag my Shadow. Where, because he's like, I'm gonna go, because, like, he's still, you know, he's still Shadow. He's still he's still Virgil, right? He's still very much Virgil.
Virgil. He's V.
Yes, he's still very much Virgil, but he's also like adopts cats, or like donates to charity, and like does quote unquote mysterious things like saving people at the last minute.
He poses with kids in St. Jude's.
And shops at a local store called Maria because it makes him feel better about things that happened
oh so long ago.
And it's like, yeah, he's not just being like an anti-hero because that's, you know, the people who don't actually care about Sonic's and like remember playing Sonic Adventure 2 but hate it now because that's the popular thing to say. Back when they were like 10 years old and played it mostly just for the sake of the Chow Garden and didn't pay attention to the cutscenes at all anyway. They're not just succumbing to, like, the, you know, the stereotype, the quote-unquote character exaggeration of the character. He's still very much, there's still very much the story, the through line of Shadow. And just because he gets into just because he's still like, fuck you, Sonic.
He gets into fights with biker gangs and shit.
Yeah, just because he's still like, fuck you, Sonic. Like, number one, that's something that Sonic is also very much into. Sonic is also very much into, like, yeah, let's throw down.
Throw hands.
I'm very much about that lifestyle.
Throw hands. I'm gonna put them paws on you.
Like, since when would it be out of character for Shadow to show up and just be like, I'm a boss fight for no reason, let's roll. No reason, boss fight now, fuck you.
I'm a boss fight, bitch, fight me.
But I invented the word.
Oh wait, who the fuck is Rouge?
Dodonpa thinks he's sneaky, but I invented the word.
Can look that up.
Look that up. Meanwhile, I must pee.
I'm gonna be watching this cutscene and looking things up and playing as Vector.
Well, Shadow, now that you and Sonic have finished your little ego competition, do you think we can address the real problem?
No.
We're far from
You boys.
I'm excited.
Let me try it again. Dodonpa is not to be trusted. Silver says he and Eggman are working together.
Why would Silver know that?
What are we gonna do about it?
eliminate Eggman and his ally.
Oh, Omega.
What does eliminate mean?
Eliminate means to destroy, to harm, to undo.
Fuck you, Omochao. No, Rouge is still voiced by the voice actor she had in, Sonic Generations. Yeah, I can I'm listening to that voice and I can very much imagine it saying Big Blue. Thanks, Big Blue. That's what she said. Oh my god, she's Poison! In Street Fighter! Rouge! Rouge is voiced by...
So many umlauts.
This race is missing is a fishing hole. And Froggy.
Nice selection.
Froggy's dead. Rest in peace.
Rip.
Rest in piss, motherfuckers.
Rest in Reese's Pieces.
Oh, sweet.
Oh damn, look at that go.
I'm gonna amend my will.
Fuck.
Hey, I just had this thing thinking.
Fucking Rouge is voiced by Poison, you know what that means? It means there's a penis in those
on it.
pants.
I wanna kiss you, but your lips are
Oh my-
covered with poison.
Oh my god! I need to see fan art of Rouge dressed up as Poison now! That's what I need!
Poison flowing
And Omega
through
can be
my
Hugo!
veins.
Oh my god, this is the perfect thing that's ever happened.
So many copyright strikes.
I looked it up,
Looked it up, dude.
and Rouge is voiced by the person who voices Poison in Street Fighter 4! And Tekken vs. Street Fighter, but we won't hold that against her.
Turbo Edition.
Oh my god, that's so fucking cool. I will now accept any and all fan theories that Rouge is a tranny, because that's now on the table as far as I'm concerned.
The joke is Alice Cooper.
That's very much on the table for me, because she is voiced by the voice actress.
In them pants.
No, there's a penis in there. Yeah, mine.
Sir, unless the princess had some major reconstructive surgery, I think we got the wrong person.
Birdo,
What? She's
Vivian,
got a penis, boss.
Vivian.
If you know what the fuck I'm referencing, seriously, we need to talk.
I don't.
I know you don't. Nobody will. But if you actually do, I'm speaking to the audience here. If someone out there knows. Dude, we get like fucking 20 views a vid. I know we do.
We got like 50 views on the Cuphead video, which is the worst one.
50 views and no comments or anything, so... Or like...
I don't know if that's
likes.
a good thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, imagine Rouge.
Holy crap.
Where did that come from?
Where did that come from?
Imagine the voice that you have heard come out of Rouge's very own lips, saying the words "Big Blue."
I feel like she did say that.
She did, and she will. Okay, let's all be quiet, because I need to listen to Vector's theme.
All of us. Two of us.
This is as good as it gets.
From Chaotix?
I don't remember. I don't recognize it. I need like the OST. I need fucking Spotify. I need Spotify on this bitch.
We need soundhound.
I need help.
Just more generally.
Provide
In
assistance. God damn it. Okay.
Excuse me, sir or madam. You require assistance. Hi, I'm Nick from the ambulance. You need help today. May I help you today? That's it.
Ma'am, you have been through a traumatic event. I will now escort you to a rape counseling facility.
Jesus. This is after I owned her at table tennis.
That's a pretty good meme. Should probably use that more often. Is that scene from What Are the Clouds in the Shape of?
Oh my god, it's popcorn. And sausage. Or like large intestines.
That scene from RoboCop.
I've never seen that.
It's a very good movie.
I've heard it. It is a very good movie.
It's got that one scene
I
with,
know.
with Ed 209.
Ed Sheeran?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Anyway, I read, or I am aware of the existence of, I don't know how prolific it is now anymore, but it once was, a fan fiction that was a combination / crossover of, I'm gonna need you to sit down for this one,
Okay.
Sonic the Hedgehog,
Sitting.
RoboCop,
Sitting.
and Terminator.
Sitting.
It crossed over Sonic, RoboCop, and Terminator.
Wasn't that a game that people played on YouTube? Was like, you name two characters from completely different series and you have to come up with how they would meet? Or something like that?
Well, it cheated, because all it did was it just retold the story of RoboCop, but it used Sonic characters instead of the characters from
Well, I
RoboCop.
mean, that's not
It's
official.
just cheating.
That's made up.
But it did kind of a really interesting tie in the plot of RoboCop to the plot of Terminator. I thought that was pretty
It's
interesting.
another movie I haven't seen.
The original one or the second one?
Both. Most
Pop culture.
Well, yeah. But most, like,
Movies.
popular movies I
Yeah.
have not seen. I watch a lot of movies.
Anyway.
Oh, wait, well, Pornhub. or no. Forget it. Fuck.
Shit. Delete.
Delete that.
Delete.
that.
Delete.
Like that time I accidentally like gave her street address and social security numbers or whatever that was.
Yes. Both of those things.
Nice.
The
It was a joke, dude. I was giving them out for fun, then I realized.
Twitter takeovers are really cool.
Don't interrupt what I'm saying.
Took 2 hours for me to say that.
They were cute as goddamn fuck.
Yeah, cute. There was the one where one of the questions was like, "What's your favorite breakfast food to have for breakfast?" And he like, and he sent a picture with it. And Tails is like, "This is my new favorite picture ever." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh no!"
I would lose my. There was also that
Or,
guy
like,
who wanted to
Say like,
happy
"Happy
birthday
birthday
to his little brother."
for his little brother."
I would have actually shit my pants. Jesus. Like I just did right
Like
now.
right now, yeah.
But that's so fucking cute.
I mean, that's what you would do, right?
Yeah,
If
if
the
the whole
if the
cast-
characters
Yeah.
are like, send us things and we'll say them.
Yeah, all the main characters are like, happy birthday.
Remember when Fred Fox
Oh, yeah.
was doing
The
voicemails?
for, I think, Patreon thing.
Yeah, that was also a good one.
Yeah, I'd love to have a Fred Fox voicemail. Oh, we made
We
one,
we
actually.
kind of did. We kind of
Yeah.
like invented
With
that.
Care Bears. Yeah,
Nicholas.
Can't come to the phone right now. I can't do a Fred Fox voice.
No, at least that's what he
Yeah,
is
it's
gesturing to
gesturing
me.
to me right now.
But yeah, that was cute as fuck. Happy birthday from
Yeah.
especially Shadow.
That was so cute.
It's so adorbs. My first Sonic game was Sonic Unleashed.
Insert picture.
Insert picture of Yuji Naka looking confused
What?
and concerned.
I've been playing Sonic games since I was 6, or like 4 years ago. You've been playing them for 4 years then?
All these children existing.
That was really... It put a lot of perspective on things.
Because one of my most hated things, and that's saying a lot.
If you watch these videos.
I feel like I got a lot.
Character.
I feel like I got a lot of it out, like just playing every single Sonic game one after another. That's what's nice about the Sonic games also is they're like all fucking different. That's one of the things people say as like a bad thing about Sonic. Let me tell you, when you're playing every single Sonic, for example, we just played every single Devil May Cry game
Yes.
in a row.
Yes.
That shit
seriously,
got
every weekend.
fucking boring
Yes, it
after a
did.
while. Because it's the same game.
You can't play... You shouldn't play them all in a row.
You shouldn't do it. It got really
Let
hard
alone-
after a while. I got burned out
For
a
7
lot.
weekends in a row, we pulled like 16 hours of just making those videos so that we can get them done. That, very not recommended.
It was difficult, especially after, like, DMC 5, right?
Yes.
So, like, but you're not gonna have that fucking problem playing Sonic, you know why? Because every single fucking game is different. Play every single Sonic game back to back, which is what I did. You're not gonna get bored because it's gonna be different gameplay almost every other game. Even within, like, the 2D era games, they change it up. But then you get to Sonic Adventure, and they throw on all these new different types of gameplay, like fucking fishing, and treasure hunting, and a mecha. Imagine the idea of racing in a Sonic game. Why are you driving a car? Did you play Sonic Adventure 2? Clearly not!
Dude.
And like, you know, you go from Unleashed to Colors to Generations, and that's like 3 games in a row with the same gameplay being iterated upon each time. And you play Sonic Lost World, and it's completely fucking different, and it's really fucking refreshing to, like, play a game with a completely different style of gameplay every once in a while. Sonic Heroes was sort of the same way, where it was like Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Heroes, just out of the ball. out of the ball! I don't know why my non sequiturs are so amusing to you.